so my name is Jordan. I've been living in Korea for 2.5 years. And yeah, I'm the content manager and videographer for Mushroom. Yeah, I run the YouTube channel as well. Yeah, bass music is basically everywhere in Europe, but you know, when I moved to Korea, I really missed the music, and I kept searching for, you know, like small parties or clubs or whatever, but there was nothing to be found. And then one day, just, you know, Mushroom popped up. Suddenly it was there. I saw it on my Instagram, and I was already doing like a few like recap videos for you know, other parties, and then I sent a message to Yamada like, hey, are you interested in a video? Yeah, but I also really, you know, believed in the club and its potential. So
when you started the videographer in Mushroom, which part or like what kind of field you want to focus on?
You mean like in the life of the club?
Oh, as a videographer.
Yeah. So I personally don't really enjoy partying or going to clubs that much, but when I am shooting video or as a videographer, suddenly you look at the parties in a very different way. You know, when you look through the lens, maybe it's a little bit like Rani said, like your perspective from behind the bar is very different, right? So suddenly, you know, you look at how people dance or how they, you know, smile at each other or how they interact with each other, you know, how some DJs are very entertaining, but others, they're more focused on the music. So in the videography, I want to capture like this wide range of things that you see happening in the night. Yeah.
Right, I kind of related because like I think that watching something like in first person perspective and the third person perspective, like it's totally different from each other, right?
Yeah, you first person, you get lost in the moment, right? So much is happening at the same time, and you know, you're connected with it and feeling it. But when you look from, you know, a distance, you can suddenly see more, you know, details. Yeah.
Right. I heard that like you got passionate for bass music when you were in Europe. So what made you fall in love with this genre?
I already knew, like, for example, Skrillex, like way back in the day, you know, when his music first came out, and back then I was really fascinated by the, like, how should I say it? What I really enjoy about music is structure and layeredness, you know, like whenever you listen, there's new things to be discovered. And I also really like, you know, classical music. I also really like rock music. But something about the bass music is that it's both a very like conscious thing, you know, when we talk about structure and the layers, but it's also, because of the strong bass, a very physical experience. And for me, it satisfies both those feelings, you know. I can listen to it like very with a lot of attention, but I can also get lost in the you know, the beat, the bass. Yeah.
Like when it comes to the bass music scene, like between Europe and Korea, what is the like most distinctive difference between the bass scene?
Yeah, well, I couldn't be more different. Well, the thing is, of course, a lot of producers and DJs, big ones, you know, headliners, they originate from Europe or they live in Europe, and it's much easier for festivals. You know, my country, Belgium, is a really festival country. We have, you know, hundreds of festivals in the summer, so it's much easier for them to organize, you know, big events with, you know, big names. And here in Korea, you know, it's more difficult to get them out here. And what's also very different is that there's a lot of local talent here. You know, we have a lot of local producers who have maybe like a little following overseas, but they mainly, you know, play and, you know, do shows here. And it was, for me, really fun to discover the local people. You know, here in Mushroom, I've seen so many, you know, talented DJs build out their skills and their careers, and then discovering the producers and the music they make. And yeah, I think that was really fun. Yeah, and also when you go to festivals, there's like, how should I say? It's like, 2-3 days, and it's always very crowded, and there's not really a chance to get, for me, to get close to people. But here, because it's a club, we can come here every weekend, and there's like a kind of intimate vibe as well. You get close with the DJs, you get close with the people who come regularly, and I don't know, it feels more like a homey feeling, I guess. Yeah.
Out of all recap videos you've created until now, which one is your like favorite?
Uh-huh.
And could you tell me the reason why?
I don't have a single favorite. I have a bunch of favorites, but the one I did for Beanie and Huzzy when Barnacle Boy came, I think that was a really fun one because I tried out a lot in the editing, and I don't know. Back before that party, like Mushroom had a long time of growth where, like people need to find out about the club, right? And some nights, nobody would come. And around that time, when that party happened, I think suddenly like people discovered about Mushroom and more people started coming. And I remember about that party, like that was actually busy. Like there was a really busy night and a lot of energy happening. And I felt like it influenced me too, like when there's a successful party with a lot of energy and a lot of, wild shit happening, my job is easy. I just have to, press record and just, point at where the action is happening. So, and in the same way, I also really liked the video I did for Nimda a couple of weeks back. Yeah. I always try to, how should I say, like kind of, the recap videos, they're always like around 45 seconds and it's very short. And I always try to kind of make a story happening. There's like a beginning, people are getting hyped up, then everyone goes loose, and then by the ending, everyone's like kind of cheering and happy. And I try to keep things connected to each other. So I also want to show the relationship between the DJ and the audience, because it's not, the audience by themselves and the DJ by themselves. They play into each other. And that's what I always try to kind of show, like how that relationship is during the show. I think the beautiful thing is that we've been building a community, like kind of, we've been doing very organically, right, over the last 2 years. We've made many regulars, and then recently, we launched the Kakao Talk group. So people come in and discuss music, not just in the club, but now also outside the club. And visitors, they can also give their, how should I say, like feedbacks and what artists they want to see, how they think we can improve things. So I think there's a nice interaction going on between the club and its audience, and the DJs as well. The DJs themselves are also very involved in the creation of the events and the audience. Yeah.
I understand that you're also the chief operator of Mushroom YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
do you have like any vision in that channel, and do you have any specific project, like plan for project or that in that YouTube channel?
Yeah. I remember we did a survey a couple of months back, and one of the answers was that people who come for the first time to Mushroom, it might seem a little bit intimidating, because for people who don't know Mushroom, it's, in a basement, you have to go down through a big metal door and down, the stairs, and then there's a very dark basement, and it's in the middle of, Itaewon, a very busy part of the city. So for me also, the first time I came here, even though I was used to European events, I also felt a little bit scared, like a little anxious, like what is it gonna be like? So I thought that by making the YouTube channel, I could kind of bring what I like about Mushroom out of the basement, so people can see it at home and maybe they think like, oh, this looks fun, there's nothing to be scared of, nothing to worry about, so I can just go there. Same with the talent, you know, there's so many DJs I see play here that are so amazing that I feel like more people should see them, you know. There are nights when some DJ plays and there's maybe like 2-3 people in here, but then the YouTube video gets like 500, 600, 700, maybe more than 1,000 views, and you know, then I feel like kind of an accomplished feeling, you know, like the last video we did with the B2B, you know, that's like a very spontaneous, organic moment. It's not planned. It just happened like this. But now we can share it with other people too, right? And I think that's a very fun thing to do.
Right. So for me, the first one should be the Surrender Party, the Barnacle Boy one.
Barnacle Boy.
Yeah.
Not this one. Yeah, that was really fun, right? And I used Beanie's and Huzzy's music for this one. Yeah, I remember I did some videos before this one, and Yamada told me for this one he wants to show people how colorful Mushroom is. So in the editing I like cranked up the saturation, you know, made everything pop really well, because he really wants, he wants, you know, and he's right, you know, this is really beautiful decoration. I've never seen this anywhere else, so he wanted to really like show how colorful how colorful Mushroom of a Place is. And then I used the song from Beanie and Huzzy because I thought, you know, like they're local producers, so I thought we should use their music, you know. Yeah, you were there too, right? Yeah, Barnacle Boy's friend. Whoop. I don't remember. Yeah, this video, I thought like while making it didn't feel that special to me. But out of all the recaps I did for Mushroom, this one was most successful. Like after this video, I got so much more requests from other organizers and parties. I still don't know why. I think something about the vibe just worked really well. Yeah, I still don't know why. But also here I used the music of the artists of On Hell. So.
Also, then that content must be like kind of like very thankful content for you because you got a lot of like requests. From agencies or other artists because of this. Right?
This video was kind of like from there things really popped off for me in doing like party videography in Korea. Yeah. Oh, you really picked a good one, huh?
Thank you. Kind of recent one. So much because it has a story.
And all our regulars are in here. That's very nice too. You know, like Big Park, Neti, Cherin. Yeah, everyone's in here. Kyle. Yeah, I thought I could do a little bit better on this one. I made it kind of quickly. But yeah, it's really fun. It's like 2-3 days of work for this kind of like.
Right, but like, how do you feel now? Like when you watch all of your artworks, like for the past 1 year, 1 or 2 years?
Oh, I'm just so happy that I can make them because, you know, like when Mad Dubs came or Nimda came or any of the artists or even the anniversary recap I did, you know, that's like, those nights happen just once, you know. And then when we have that video, I don't know if it's the same for other people because I shoot them, I edit them, so I'm very focused on that moment, and the memory stays much stronger in my mind. So I don't know, when I watch those videos, I really can feel that event again, that moment, how I was feeling then, you know, how everyone looked, and I think that's really nice.
Actually, I feel the same. Like thanks to you, I think pretty sure like Yamada might feel the same. Like thanks to your like video work, we could remind or recall that night memory more vividly. We still feel like, oh yeah, that night was sick.
Yeah,
It
right.
was one of the best night ever, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much.
It doesn't have to be for every night, you know, but every once and then, you know, it's nice to keep a memory. And
You used to be the just fan, but now you work kind of like very close to the mushroom here. So do you have any like comments you want to leave to celebrate the second anniversary of mushroom?
yeah, so since I've been here pretty much since the beginning, and over the 2 years, I got more and more involved with, you know, the operations and supporting Mushroom. I feel like it's always just getting better, you know. It's always just growing, you know. More interesting and fun DJs are coming, also from overseas, you know. Like more new local talents comes out. You know, we've got, you know, young people coming in almost on a weekly basis, you know, like during the open decks or the regular nights. Yeah, I just hope that keeps growing and keeps being nurtured, you know. So yeah, just keep doing what we're already doing because we're doing pretty well already, I think. Yeah.
Like especially for me, I came here also as a customer, but
Yeah,
now like, oh, I'm like doing
part of
this
it,
and
right?
that project with you and Yamada, and I know everyone here, so
Yeah. And I think it's not just us and the staff, but it's also, you know, you've got like Bini and his friends.
Right.
They also really do a lot for Mushroom behind the scenes, and I think it's because this place really means a lot to a lot of different people, and they also feel like they can support it or give back to it. You know, I think that's really special. Yeah. Yo, Mushroom gang, what's up?
You'll be
Gang,
in the boat,
gang.
maybe.
Raver gang.
Gang, gang, gang.